Hey, kindergartners.
Hi, kindergartners.
Guess what? It's
What?
time for science.
Science lesson.
But before we begin, we always start with our zones.
Yes.
Let's check in with our zones.
Yeah, zones.
How are you feeling today, kindergartners? How's your body feeling? How's your brain feeling? What are your emotions doing?
Hi, teachers.
Hi, Mr.
Hi,
Kevin.
Mr. Kevin.
How are you feeling today?
Well, I'm a little bit on the tired side, so I'm a little
Yanni.
yawning. Yeah. Excuse me. Yawn. That was a big yawn. But my emotions are happy, so I'm like bluish green. What about you? Miss
I'm
Austin?
the same. Like tired, but I'm in a good mood. It's a beautiful day.
Well, look behind you.
I know.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous
beautiful,
outside.
Beautiful today.
I'm excited. I think we'll eat dinner outside tonight.
Oh,
That'll
definitely.
be nice.
Yeah.
Mr. Kevin, how are you today?
I'm in the green zone.
Good.
Great.
Yeah. Feel pretty
Awesome.
good.
Well, friends, science is so fun.
It is so much fun. But we have our 3 personal standards.
Yes.
That our kindergartners
Don't know
may
yet.
not know yet.
They might. Some of their classrooms might use them. But we use them every day here on the TV Classroom with Science.
We think about these are the behaviors and the decisions that we make when we come together so that everyone feels safe thinking and speaking and reading and writing and learning.
Excuse me, Miss Austin.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
You are Yanni.
I am yawning today. I am tired.
So the 3 personal standards are
Show respect, make good decisions, solve problems.
So you show respect when you keep your hands to yourself.
And when you have your materials ready to go.
You make good decisions when we ask you to stop and jot, to stop and write and draw. You actually do it.
You don't just sit there and stare at the screen or talk to your person that's at your house. You actually do the learning with us. Because we're going to ask you to sketch things, to look at things, and to think about things, and to say things to your learning buddy. And making good decisions means you actually do those things. We're doing that because that's how you're going to learn and put it into your long-term memory.
And you solve problems when, say, you don't have your materials right now. Go get them.
What you need today is a pencil and something to write on.
Or a whiteboard and a marker.
Yeah.
That would work too.
Anything that you can write and sketch on.
Okay, something really interesting to share with you.
Okay, I'm excited to see it.
Okay, I have to do this thing with my computer where I change my screens.
Yep, so she's gonna change her screens. She's getting really good at it. It's kind of complicated.
Oh.
Remember, down there, there you go. Yep, duplicate, yep. And then you have to minimize. You have to minimize. Where'd it go? Yep,
We'll just do it.
yep. Did it show up?
Here we go.
There
Yep.
it is. Okay, phew. But it's not showing. Mr. Kevin, duplicate. Go back to duplicate screens.
It changed on us. Here we go.
Ha ha, da 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 da. Take a look. Oh,
Whoa.
ooh. But it doesn't show us what happens.
I need to know.
Kindergartners, what are you noticing and wondering? I'm noticing that it's moving quickly.
The truck is moving very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm noticing that it looks right there like it's about to hit that. I assume it's a barrel of some sort. But then in the last, right there, it looks like it is able to avoid it. If not, I wonder if the mirror hits it.
I'm also noticing when it goes by, I don't see anyone driving it.
That's a good noticing, Mrs. Wally. Yeah.
So that tells me that this is probably some kind of experiment that scientists are doing.
Oh, I wonder what they're studying.
Well, something's moving towards something else. We have a name for that.
We do. Gonna learn all about that
We
today.
are going to learn all about it. Okay, Mrs. Osmond's going to do
There
the
we
crazy
go.
computer thing again. Okay, I think she can do it. Yes! High five, Miss Osmond. Nice work.
All right. Today we're going to think about our essential question. Oh, let me back up. When we study science, we always start with an essential question. This is a really big question that we want us to be thinking and learning about?
Over lots and lots of lessons.
Our question is, how do objects move or remain still? Like that truck.
Or chili. Chili's not moving.
Mm-mm.
Why isn't chili moving? When I write with my pencil, why does it move?
Yeah. When I sit in a chair, why am I not moving?
Or why can I move around like this in this chair, but not in other chairs?
Interesting.
We're
We're going to think about that.
gonna think about that and learn about it.
We're going to start with an observation chart. And this is where we talk about making good decisions. We're going to have you look at some pictures. And you're going to think about, what do you observe? What do you notice? What do you wonder?
Now, you're gonna need to take down some notes. You can do that by sketching a picture or writing a sentence. It's up to you. Whatever you're comfortable with, you just need to be able to remember your thoughts. Your notes are for you to remember what you were thinking while you looked at the picture.
And this is a really fun picture.
It is a really fun picture.
Here we go.
What are you noticing and observing? Let's do some think time music, Mr. Kevin. Okay. Are you good?
Yes.
Okay. So,
I observed that the bears seem to be like tug of warring with something.
I wonder if the bears are staying still or sliding on that ice.
Oh, ice in my
Because it's a
experience,
picture.
slippery.
It's a picture, so we can't really tell if they're sliding.
Yeah.
And I noticed one bear is like hunched back and the other one's standing on all fours. I also noticed one bear's pawing at the rope. I wonder why they want the rope.
I wonder if it is a rope.
Or is it a net?
Should we look at another picture?
Let's look at another one.
Think about objects and how they move or remain still.
Ooh. I noticed that the cars look like they just hit because I see a bunch of stuff moving around in the dust and it looks like the car on the left and the car on the right are both like up on the front of their wheels.
Yep. I noticed that the building seems to be collapsing starting at the bottom.
Oh. I wonder why they started at the bottom and not the top. I wonder if you start at the bottom, if all of it then will collapse because it'll be pulled down.
If it'll move down.
Oh, object moving.
Yeah. Definitely not remaining still anymore.
No. I'm wondering if those cars stop there or if they keep crunching into each other.
Okay, now that we've had a chance to look at a video and get really curious and look at some pictures.
Get even more curious.
Get even more curious and talk about our essential question.
It's time, Mr. Kevin.
It's time for our,
It's time.
Okay, I'm gonna get ready here. Hang on just a second. I'm almost there. I'm really not almost there.
Mr. Kevin.
It's let's see. There it is.
Woohoo! He did it.
The big
Science
word. Dur, 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 dur.
So what we do in science is we have these big words. We read them, we make a prediction, then we figure out the meaning and put them in a sentence. And it's a really great way so that you understand these words that seem really big, but that actually you can understand the meaning of. And we decided to call them big science words.
Because they are.
Because they are.
The first word is force. Say the word force.
Force. I think we should do the sounds in the word force because there's only one syllable.
Okay.
So, Oh,
Oh
we
no,
disappeared.
where'd we go?
Where'd we go? There we are. Okay. Or s. 3 sounds. F. Or,
that's a snap word.
that's a crazy R too, O-R.
Mhm.
S. Now look, on our big science word, it doesn't have an S. You know how the teachers have sometimes said that C says K and S? It's saying S in this word, and it has C-E.
That's a
So
tricky
C-E must say S. So now I know when I see in a book C-E,
Yeah.
it's not K, it's S.
Yep.
C-E says S.
So the word is force.
We learn something new every day.
I know. So think about, what do you think the word force means?
Yeah, what is it? Well, when I force someone to do something, I make someone do it.
That's what I was thinking. Make someone do something.
Make someone do something, even if they don't want to. It's not very nice.
No.
But sometimes I have to force Oliver to put his shoes on.
Yeah. Well, he's got to put his shoes
He's
on.
got to put his shoes on. He can't walk outside. He'll get hurt.
Yep.
So I have to force him to put his shoes on.
Now, our essential question is, how do objects move or remain still? Like, I guess I could
Force.
force someone to move.
Yeah. But sometimes things move and I didn't force it. What does it mean?
A force is
A push or a pull on something.
You'll notice we did some pretty cool hand movements with that.
Can you do it with us?
Do it again.
Okay, so we're going to say the word. You'll say the word back and then do the motions with us. Force.
Force.
Force. A push or a pull on something. Now here's a little game throughout our episode.
Yes.
Every time we say the word force, you have to beat us to it. You have to see if you can beat us to saying a push or a pull on something. And sometimes we forget. And
So
if
like-
you win, you get a gold star.
So if we say force,
Force,
a push or a pull on something.
That's what you have to do at home.
It's going to help your brain remember what the word
And
means.
you have to try and beat us. So what sentence could we put the word force in, Miss Oslin?
The force on the car made it move.
Oh,
Force. A push or a pull on something.
So the push or pull on the car made it move. Oh.
You ready for another word?
Uh-huh.
Motion.
Motion in the ocean.
Motion.
Motion.
Oh, rhymes with ocean.
It does, and it's got some syllables. Let's put them on our body.
Motion.
2 syllables,
Two
2
syllables.
vowel sounds. O, shun. Shun. Oh, that's one you just have to know.
Yep.
T-I-O-N, shun, shun, shun. Motion. Well, I
does it
know
mean?
that when I'm in motion, I'm moving.
I was
Like
thinking.
stop motion, videoing, like you move something.
Oh, yeah.
You like it stopped, you film it, you move
Yep.
it, and then you film it, and then you move
Stop
it, and then
motion
you film it.
photography.
Yeah, and so then it looks like it's just moving, even though it's
Yeah.
not actually filming the moving of the object.
Yeah. I was thinking like of a wave. Like,
Yeah.
like you said, the motion,
Motion of the ocean. Yeah.
Well, a motion is the action of moving. So we're right.
Moving. Yeah.
Here's my sentence. I put my bike into motion by pedaling.
That's a push.
Oh, it's a force.
It's a force.
Force.
A push or a pull on something. You're pushing the pedals to make it move forward. And some bikes you can push the pedals backwards, but some bikes you can't.
Yeah.
Depends on the bike.
Some bikes that makes it brake.
Or some bikes you just spin.
Okay, so we've talked about our essential question. We've learned 2 new words, force, force,
A push or a pull on something.
and the word motion, which is the action of moving. Now you are going to have an opportunity to do some thinking about what you think you know about forces and what you want to learn about forces. Force, a push or a pull on something.
And in my journal, I'm drawing a T-chart. And on that T-chart, I drew my face, just a little sketch. And I have an exclamation point for I think I know. And then I have a bubble with a question mark for I want to know. And you can write words or draw pictures of the things you think you know and the things you want to know.
And we say what we think we know because
Oh, this is important.
we think we know it now. But as we learn more, you might, and you probably will, change your thinking as you learn new information. This is what scientists do.
Right. With this whole coronavirus thing, Scientists at first thought that you could just have like one layered cloth mask and that would be protective. But they did some studying and some learning and some researching, and they found that that wasn't true, that it needed to be 2 or more layers. So they thought we only needed 1 layer, and now they've learned that we actually need 2 or more. They changed their thinking. As scientists get new information, their thinking can change. But they make their thinking change based on facts, not based on just what they think they know.
Right. So do some thinking. What do you think you know? What do you want to know?
And you can draw and sketch and label or write sentences. We're going to give you 2 minutes. Go ahead. About 5 more seconds. I felt like a long 2 minutes, Miss
It
Oslin.
did. But
All
it's
right.
oftentimes the longer we have, the more ideas we have and
true.
the more questions. Once we start with one question, then that question makes me think of more questions.
Can you share with your learning buddy or with us here on the TV some of the things you think you know about forces? Go
Force.
ahead.
A push or a pull on something.
What do you think you know about force? Oh, some good ideas.
Some very important thinking there.
What is it that you want to learn about forces? Forces, pushes
push
or a pull on something. Oh. Yeah, like
Lots of good
why
questions.
doesn't Chili move? Like just sits there.
Just
How
sits
does
there.
it just sit there and not move?
Or if I push him, what makes him stop?
Right, like uh-oh.
Oh no, whoops.
I do that all the time to Chili.
poor
Poor
Chili.
Chili. I'm sorry, Chili. I was going to use my chart too. Would you run around and get him, Miss
I'll get
Oslin?
Chili.
Miss Oslin's going to go get Chili. I didn't mean for you to fall off, Chili. I pushed you a little too hard.
That's okay, Mrs. Wally.
Okay. Shall we do our chant?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to learn a chant, and it's like a little song that we're going to learn to remember about forces. A force, a push or a pull on something. It goes like this.
Forces here, forces there.
Forces everywhere. Invisible forces pulling downward. Ooh.
Unbalanced forces exerting energy smoothly. Momentous forces creating movement powerfully. And opposite forces influencing predictably.
Whew, those are some big words, Miss
A lot of
Oslin.
words.
We're going to learn what they mean. Today, we're just singing the chant.
Forces around the playground. Forces against one another.
Forces on objects around us. And forces within nature.
Forces here, forces there. Forces everywhere. Forces. Force.
Force, push or pull on something. We said it so many times.
Oh my gosh, so many times.
So now we're going to do a thing called an input chart. I love input charts. They're super fun. Mr. Kevin's going to show you my chart. Now, you're going to notice that I have some pencil marks on here, and that's so that, I need to move my chart. Let's move it this way just a little bit. Make sure you can see the top and the bottom. Mr. Kevin, can we zoom out just a little bit so we can get this bottom part?
Zooming out.
Zooming out. Do, 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 do. A little bit more. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about
Force. Force, a push or a pull on something.
Ooh, this pen is running out, Miss Oslin.
Oh. We have been doing a lot of input charts.
We have been. It's really fun. So the first force we're going to talk about is, wonder if they know this word.
Ooh.
I bet you do. Push. Push.
Because we know that a force is a push or a pull on something.
So a push is a force to move something. Which way do you think, Miss Oslin?
Well, if I push something, it moves away from me, like we did with chili.
Like we did with chili. A push is when you push something to move it away, to go that way.
So
Okay.
like a shopping cart. I push the shopping cart.
to move it away. Everyone say push.
Push.
To move something away. Say it again. Push to move something away. So if I wanted Miss Oslin to move away, now you wouldn't actually do this to a friend, I could push her and move her away. A push pushes it out away from you. The next force we're going to talk about is, I know that this is a snap word. What's that word? Pull.
Pull.
It is also a force.
Force, a push or a pull on something.
And this force is to move something. Everyone pull your hands towards you. What happens? It moves something
Towards me.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Something
pull
toward
Rafa,
you.
he comes towards me.
Oh, so like if I'm standing here, I've got Oliver in this lovely little wagon here. And I want him to come closer to me. I'm going to pull the wagon towards me, and that wagon's going to come towards me, or it's going to follow me and get closer to me as I pull.
So two different types of forces. Force, a push or a pull on something.
But there's actually 5 different forces.
What?
So we're going to talk a lot about pushes and pulls in kindergarten. But I know you kindergartners are really ready. Are you ready? We're going to learn about a few other ones. This one, you probably have experimented with this before. Magnetism.
Oh.
Magnetism.
Magnetism.
Magnet. Do you know what a magnet is? What's a magnet, Miss Oslin?
I use a magnet to hang stuff on my fridge.
Oh, yes. A magnet is an invisible force that we use. Do you know what it does? It's a force.
Force, a push or a pull on something.
That pulls.
Pulls
So
means
what's it
move
doing?
toward me or something.
It pulls metal toward a magnet. So if I have a magnet and something that's metal, that's magnetized, that magnet is going to pull towards, or if I have the same magnetism, it's going to push it away. But the magnetism pulls it, when you have a positive and a negative, it pulls it towards the magnet. So you can take something from over there with a magnet, if it has metal in it, with a magnet here, and you can make it move.
Yes.
We'll show you that later.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. Okay, so we've learned about push. It's a force to move something away. A pull is a force to move something toward you.
And magnetism, a force that pulls metal towards a magnet. And then we have this one. Gravity.
I've heard of gravity.
It's something. What am I drawing?
It's Earth.
It's Earth. It is. And look at these arrows. What are you noticing? What do you think's happening with gravity? It's a force.
Force, a push or a pull on something.
That attracts.
Ooh, attracts. Brings things together.
Objects to each other. That's why here on Earth, we have a pretty strong gravitational pull. And in the middle of the Earth, as the Earth spins around, everything kind of is sucked in, being pulled towards the center. That's why we can stand on the floor and stay there. That's why Rafa can sit on the table and stay there. That's why my paper's not floating in the air, because a gravitational pull is pulling everything towards its center.
Got
It's
it.
an invisible force we can't see.
Force, a push or a pull on something.
And as you get further and further in science, if this is something that interests you, you will learn why that happens. It's very cool.
Very neat.
The last force. This is an interesting force.
Force, a push or a pull on something. Ooh, my kindergartners caught me.
They did. I think they got it before you, Miss
I think they did.
Oslin. Friction.
Friction.
Yeah. That's like if I have a ball that I kick and it starts rolling around like this, but then there's some grass. There's this invisible force of friction that makes the ball so it stops. It's a force.
Force, a push or a pull on something, in this case, a ball.
That slows or stops motion.
Motion, that's when something's moving. The
When
action of movement.
objects rub together. So it takes an act of objects rubbing together. Take your hands. And I can't do it very well, Miss Haslin, because you can show them. Do you feel that heat? Stop. I don't want you to give yourself a friction burn.
Thanks. Yeah, they were getting warm.
That heat is friction. If I have Rafa and I push Rafa here on the table, Rafa will move. But if I put like a carpet there and I push Rafa, Rafa's just going to fall over because there's more friction from the carpet. There's more to rub together and makes it so it's harder for Rafa to move. And we're going to do some experiments with different surfaces and seeing how well something rolls on the surface.
This is reminding me of over the weekend, we went bike riding.
Oh, yes.
And we were riding on a path. It was a really well-groomed path and it was easy biking. And then Charlie wanted to take a shortcut through the grass to the car.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, why is it so much harder to pedal through the grass?
Friction.
Friction. The grass was slowing his motion.
It was rubbing on those tires and making it so that those tires were harder to go through the grass and was slowing him down. So we had to apply more force.
Force, a push or a pull on something.
To get the tires to move through the grass because of the friction. So this is just a little snapshot of what force is and what we are going to be learning here in the TV classroom. Now, next time.
Next time. Are we going to tell them?
I think we should tell them.
Okay.
So they tune in.
Okay. Next time, we are going to an indoor skateboarding park.
No, Ms. Oslin, skateboarding, that's not science.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be amazing.
Yes, we are going to meet Taylor, who's the executive director at Alchemy Skate. And he's going to show us how they use force, a push or a pull on something
to make the skateboards.
How they design the wheels and the ramps and how they do tricks on skateboards.
So the next 2 episodes for you next week, you do not want to miss TV Classroom because next week we are going to the skateboard park and you're going to learn how scientists can be skateboarders.
Yes. So
pretty cool.
So today we did some thinking about how do objects move or remain still. We're going to continue studying that for several weeks now.
And we want you to write about it. We want you to do a journal entry, write on a whiteboard, draw a picture and label it. How do you think objects move or remain still? And then share it with us on Flipgrid. Flipgrid is that cool place where I put a little question, and down below you can comment and respond with a video or with typing or with a picture. If they don't want to go on Flipgrid, Mr. Kevin, how can they send us their work?
Friends, just ask your parents to help you, or your guardian or adult that's close by, to send us an email. tvclassroom@tacoma.k12.wa.us, or you can always send it in the mail, snail mail, the good old stamp in the envelope. TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
So excited.
And, oh, if you send us your thinking, we got some stickers
from the skateboard shop.
Oh, we'll send you one.
Yep.
So cool. Okay, now it's time for our affirmation. Just like always, this is the time of the day when we get to say positive things about ourselves before we go off to do our independent work. We practiced being really observant today.
Yes, we did.
And that's not just important for our academic learning, but also for our relationships with the people around us.
It's true.
Paying close attention to how other people are feeling. So I think I can be observant is a good affirmation for today.
I love it.
So I'll take a deep breath. Say our affirmation. I can be observant. Excellent job today, kindergartners. We look forward to seeing you back here next time in our TV classroom.
I'll see you on Flipgrid. Bye.
Greetings, young adventurers. You will be going on a quest. It will be a dangerous quest, filled with obstacles and dangerous creatures. Should you make it to the end of each level, you will receive a coin. Find all 4 coins, and you will be crowned the champion and receive this prize. Good luck, young adventurers. Well, time for my nap. Good day, young adventurers, and good luck. Greetings, young adventurers. Congratulations on collecting all 4 coins. Well done. By completing this quest, you will now receive your prize. I hope to one day see you again for another adventure. Goodbye, young adventurers.